Hi there, Tim Scarborough, out on a hike in my backyard. And today, maybe a little bit of a sad video that I'm going to be putting together. And that is, I'm saying goodbye, Burney. So I made a decision a few weeks ago that I'm going to move back to Burney, California, which is about 60 miles here from Burney. My mom lives there, my 3 daughters, my 4 grandchildren, 5th one on the way, by the way. Doggone it, I'm on this hike where I walk up to the ridge that overlooks the town of Burney, and I'm feeling the nostalgia here. I've been so incredibly thankful over this past year to hike so many trails and roads around Burney, California. Just absolutely gorgeous. And so I'm gonna miss that I'm not gonna be able to just hop in the car, load Janie up and take off in just a few minutes, be there. But I will say this, I am excited about living in Redding, because in Redding, you can go in pretty much 3 different directions, be up in the mountains very quickly, lots of waterfalls. You know, if I go east, I'm going to be up in the Burney area, which I'm very familiar with now. If I go west, I'm going to be headed towards Trinity County and everything that's in between. If I go north, then we're up by Mount Shasta and all of that area. So down behind me there is the town of Burney, and I've stood here before and I've done some videos, and it's always been the reward for me going on this hike. Now, coming up this ridge from my place, I was trying to guesstimate how many times I've done it in the past year, and I know it's well over 100, maybe 150 or even more times that I've done it, because I was doing it pretty much on a daily basis. You know, just to be connected with a wonderful community like that. Again, wonderful people. Was part of a wonderful church, Word of Life, there in Burney. Great pastor, great people. Where I worked for U.S. Bank in Burney. Just love and adore my co-workers there. And then before I went to work there, I worked at Plumas Bank in Fall River Mills, and loved everybody there too, and got to know a lot of people up in the Fall River Valley area. And so, oh man, I am gonna miss this place. It has been so good for me, but just through much prayer and just thought and, you know, seeking some advice from others, it's just that time. It's time for a new chapter, and so we're going to do it. I'm also gonna miss that mountain right there, Burney Mountain. I jokingly told people when they'd come to visit or took them for a hike, and Burney Mountain would be overlooking the area that we were at. I would tell people, that's my mountain right there. I'm staking claim to the mountain, but you're, you know, free to enjoy it also. But I guess I'll have to, you know, I can still call it my mountain, come visit my mountain, or I might have to pass it on to somebody else. Wish that dog had some energy. One of the things I wanted to make mention of the fact is, I know I haven't put any videos out there in a few weeks, and part of that is because I've been planning this move, and the other part of that is because I had hernia surgery a week ago. I was under the impression that it would just take a few days and I would be just fine, but I'm now over 1 week, and this is the first major hike that I've been on since then. So some of the things I've been thinking about have to do with some of my favorite hikes, most challenging, most beautiful. And so maybe I'll do it that way. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do my all-time favorite hike in the past year. I am going to have to say that it was on January 1st of this year. It was the snow day hike along Hat Creek. And part of the reason it was one of my favorite hikes was not only because I was with some good friends, but because Janie was there for the very first time. And it was so fun just watching her and how she dealt with the snow and all of that. And as I'm talking, I'm looking at some deer running across over there. But so, okay, favorite hike, I'm gonna say that. So let's see, my most beautiful hike, and that's hard because I see the beauty in everything. And it's hard to not pass up the hike around Burney Falls. I typically do more than just the trail around the falls, go up a little bit further. But I think I would just have to say it has to be the hike to Rock Creek Falls, taking the Pacific Crest Trail because it was just going through some pristine forest, some snow, just absolutely gorgeous. I would say maybe the McLeod Falls hike, except that's not really as much in the Burney area as Rock Creek Falls. So I'm gonna say Rock Creek Falls, most beautiful hike. I just love the trail, love the views on that trail, the challenge of the trail. It was really good. And finally, my most challenging hike. It's a little bit of a toss-up, but it's definitely, I definitely know which one was most challenging. And the toss-up was the one hike I did, which was to Lake Eiler in the Thousand Lakes Wilderness, which is just right on the other side of Burney Mountain there. It was challenging because the first mile and a quarter is all uphill. I didn't really check maps or really plan it out ahead of time. I just sort of knew how far I wanted to hike that day. And so it was challenging. However, the most challenging hike, dun, 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 the most challenging hike for me was definitely when I hiked to the base of the Pit River Falls. So not very far distance-wise, but it took me quite a while. And a lot of that was because I didn't know of any kind of trail to get down there. I was just free walking it down the side of this steep ridge, sometimes zigzagging down a little ways and then having to come back up and cross over. And I finally did find a trail. And so anyway, that definitely gets the prize as the most challenging hike. Now again, these are just hikes that I'm talking about in the Burney, California Intermountain area that I've done. I've done other hikes, Southern Oregon, Siskiyou County, all the way down to Sacramento. And I've done a number of hikes that I haven't done any videos of at all. And I enjoy every single one of them. But as far as hikes in the Burney area, ones that I've done videos of, those are the ones that would get the prize. So Burney, California, I'm telling you, being part of this community in the Intermountain area, it has been a genuine blessing for me. And I hope to stay connected with so many of you. I have just loved interacting with you. I have loved when we've exchanged pictures and all of that on social media, Facebook, things like that. And so just to let you know, I appreciate all of you. And again, being part of this community, it does my soul well. Janie, I want to know who's Who's gonna get a bath when they get home? Do you have any idea about that? Huh, Janie? Any clue whatsoever as far as anybody that might need a bath? Couldn't possibly be you, right? So you want to go home, have a bath? Janie, you want to go home and have a bath?